We are still sticking with news in Nigeria. This time, President Muhammadu Buhari has signed the Petroleum Industry Bill 2021 into law. Now, this comes weeks after the National Assembly passed the bill. Now, the Petroleum Industry Act provides legal, governance, regulatory and fiscal framework for the Nigeria petroleum industry and the development of host communities and related matters.
The bill, which had remained at the National Assembly for more than a decade, was eventually passed on July 15. Amid controversy over the allocation of 3% revenue to host communities in the Niger Delta, while a fund for the exploration of oil in frontier basins, mostly in northern states, received 30%. To bring more insight on the implications of this bill, we have joining us this morning, all the way, yes, here in Nigeria, we have Desmond and Agboife, SPE. He is the Director, Destin Energy. And we will also have, also joining us this morning, Energy Policy Analyst Adeola Yusuf. Welcome, gentlemen, to Breakfast Central.
Morning, Adeola, are you there?
Thank you very much.
Morning, good to have you on the program. Well, Adeola, finally, the bill has been signed into law. What are your thoughts on this PIB bill finally from President Buhari?
I think it's a welcome development. We've seen a remarkable progress in the last 1.5 months when the bill was passed into law, and from a business point of view, and just recently 2 days ago, the bill has been ratified by the president. I think that's a welcome development. We've seen that progress in the current administration. It's good credence to a well-planned democracy. So I think it's a welcome development.
All right, let's look at this. There was this tussle of what should go to the host communities, but the signing actually means that the president has agreed with the 3% provision for the host communities. Now, we do know, and we taking a look at what was signed, 30% will go to oil exploration and 3% will go to the host communities. What does this make of all the statements made earlier at the National Assembly about 3% not being accepted?
Yeah, thank you very much. So the issue about the 3% has caused a lot of hot debate in recent times, and we've seen clearly that there seems to be a lot of responses that were not positive at the time. Of course, from the area of the front exploration of 30% to be able to increase our national production to about 4 million barrels a day. Be that as it may, either of the options has come. I mean, I'm happy to say clearly that this is a step in the right direction. 3% might not necessarily be the best position for the host communities, but of course, I'm also aware that that's also a step in the right direction. So I mean, just to put it in context, the 3% has been sanctioned as what is workable in time, and that really culminates to round about over $500 million for the host community. So I think that's also a positive step, as much as they also have benefits from gas flaring act, which is not necessarily a revenue driver, but it's also a way to be able to improve the position of the community and also give them a skin in the game. And of course, issues around the front exploration fund of 30%. Yes, that is also a plan to improve our national gross production per day and also boost our reserve capacity as a country. Of course, we are in a time where we need more oil than ever. The prices have not been the best in the last few years, and I think that's also a way for us to ensure that we are sustainable and also produce, albeit the OPEC plus quota. Oh. Yeah, so I think it's a welcome development, and we hope that what is key is for us to see how that would take up the next step towards implementation, and then things start getting clearer.
All right, Desmond, before we let you go, now, you're an energy expert. Now, the Nigerian energy sector has long been beset with corruption, inefficiency, lack of transparency, and even insecurity at the Petroleum Industry Act overhauls nearly every aspect of oil and gas production. Where is Nigeria now headed with this?
Yes, clearly. I mean, I think the framework that has been set has penned down high-level objectives, one of which is to ensure transparencies in the entity, which is the new NNPC coming up on board, and also, of course, put up a lot of structure to ensure that we are a profitable upstream company, a profitable downstream company, and overall a profitable integrated company, which is the NNPC. We see this bill as a step to ensure that those excesses in the last few years will be curtailed. And I think that's also one of the imperative of this administration, to ensure that the bill is enacted to be able to curb these excesses that we see in recent times. Everywhere in the world, the oil and gas industry has been saddled with a lot of issues that pertain to corruption, not only in Nigeria, to be honest. But I think what is even key right now is for us to understand that this is also a step for us to put our future in our hands as a country, and also ensure that we do the right things to keep us at par with the other major companies in the world.
All right, interesting. Desmond, would like you to please hold on. We also have Adeola Yusuf, energy policy analyst, who has joined us this morning. Adeola, a quick one. Well, there are statements being made that now that PIB has actually been signed into law, we might start seeing fuel prices go up to as much as 300 naira fuel per litre.
Can you repeat the question, Adelia?
Okay, taking a look at the fact that the bill has been signed into law, is this true that we might see the fuel price go up to as much as 300 naira per litre?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. What is true is that a regulated price of petroleum motor spirit, which is, premium motor spirit, which is petrol, has been outlawed by the signing of that bill into law. So we are not having the price of petrol at 300 naira per litre. We are having it as the international crude oil price, determines. So we are to have free market now, in which anytime we have prices of crude oil, up at the international market, it is going to affect the local price of the products in the country. And anytime we have it low at the international crude oil market, we are going to have the prices of petroleum products low in the country as well. So what that means is that we are not going to have a fixed price. But as at yesterday, reports that we got from the marketers and the market shows that as at yesterday, the price that the premium motor spirit will sell will be around 300 naira per litre. So that doesn't mean that by today, if we have higher increase in the prices of crude oil, we won't have it higher. That doesn't mean that if we have it low at the international market, we will not have it lower. So the center of that PIB, when it comes to the downstream sector, is that the downstream sector has been totally regulated. So we are going to have the free market, and the price as well is going to be affected by the free market.
All right, gentlemen, but we still have Desmond on the line right here with us on Breakfast, and you too, Adeola. I want to go back to the front page of the Punch this morning, which is what Nigerians were waking up to, if we can have that on our screen this morning. So this is what we're waking up to this morning. Petrol may sell for 300 naira. Federal government to decide on subsidy orders today. Gentlemen, and starting with you, Desmond, should the average Nigerian be worried now, being that the PIB has been, passed? Should we be worried?
Well, I think there should be no cause for worry, to be honest. As much as we have been on this race for the past 13 years as a country to ensure that the PIB is passed. Of course, so with the news on the paper this morning, there are very strong indications that the oil price, the four prices would plummet. I know that will come as a shock to the country's population. But however, we must also be very careful to keep up with the trend of things. Prior to this time, we are all aware we're hit hard by the COVID-19, where our barrels per day dropped in productions, and of course the prices also went rock bottom. So I think this is also part of the strategy for the government to be able to rebound itself, to come up to a sustainable position. But of course, 380 seems high for the average Nigerian, accepted. But I think what is even key is for the government to look at for modalities to ensure that these prices are kept at par, going for the fact that we're trying to come up from a long-term lockdown.
All right, so let me quickly bring Adeola into this one as well. A quick one. We're going to talk about the subsidy as well. First question to you, Adeola, does this mean that there's no more subsidy? Let's take that. And also I want to ask, looking at the 3% given to the host communities, is there a possibility that this law can be reviewed years from now?
Okay, first of all, let me start from the first, which is about the price of petrol. That does this mean that I want to be sure of the way you
subsidy
after the question. Yeah, the subsidy. Okay, thank you. What this means is that subsidy has been outlawed in Nigeria. If any government agency or government or any president or any government official pays subsidy, a Nigerian can go to court and challenge that because it is now against the Nigerian law. That's what it means, basically. Then the second question, which has to do with, remind me of the second question, please.
All right, the second question, I'm looking at, can the law be reviewed years from now? Looking at the fact that the host communities have just 3%.
Okay. It is not a law made by God. So it's only a law made by God that cannot be reviewed. You could see that this law that you are having, this PIB that you are having, is a review, if you allow me to say that, is a review of the Petroleum Act, which has been in existence for over 60 years. So it is a law, it can still be reviewed. That is what a number of us are telling those that are agitated about this PIB. There is no way a man will make a law and that law will be accepted by all of us. There is no way a man will make a law and that law will be perfect. So in as much as there are rooms for review, we still have representatives of every one of us at the National Assembly. In as much as that law can still be reviewed, there is no cause for alarm as far as I'm concerned. I think it's a result of, we are having those agitations as a result of the trust deficit we have in Nigeria. No one trusts no one. We do not trust those that put at the helms of affairs. But now that we are starting with a step, I want everyone to be on the same page. It's a law that can be reviewed. It's not a law that is fixed. So if there are needs for that, as we progress, we will see that the law will be reviewed. One thing I need to quickly talk about now is that this will be the first time ever in the history of Nigeria that the host community will be recognized by the Nigerian law. So it is a step we have taken, at the first instance. Whether that 3% is enough or not will be a debate that will, get back to the National Assembly, and a review may be set up to effect that. But fundamentally, looking at it holistically, this PIB, like OPEC said yesterday, is a good thing that is happening to Nigeria. Today, now, after the president has signed that law that bill into law, Nigeria can now stand shoulder by shoulder with all other countries in the world that are oil producers and that have been benefiting from production of the hydrocarbon resources.
All right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Desmond, I'm sure you wanted to chime in, but we've got little time. So I'm sure there'll be lots of time once again to bring you guys back on the program and have a delve into this. But we've gotten quite an interesting take from both you, Desmond Agboefe and Adeola Yusuf, energy expert and director of Destin Energy in Nigeria. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming on Breakfast Central.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Right.